Well, let's start with a big story this hour, where the United Nations Security Council is in an emergency meet has strongly condemned North Korea's missile launch over Japan. Now, US Ambassador Nikki Haley, among other ambassadors, have termed Pyongyang's missile test as simply unacceptable and irresponsible, which could damage the peace in the region.
Well, first of all, what happened yesterday is absolutely unacceptable and irresponsible. The United States, along with Japan and South Korea, have called for an emergency Security Council meeting this afternoon. We are going to talk about what else is left to do to North Korea. No country should have missiles flying over them like those 130 million people in Japan. It's unacceptable. They have violated every single UN Security Council resolution that we've had, and so I think something serious has to happen.
Well, obviously the first thing is to make sure that we can be united in condemning the actions of North Korea, which is totally unacceptable, and we hope that we can, the Security Council can find the right way to proceed in order to change the course of North Korea.
These latest acts by North Korea are illegal, provocative, outrageous and reckless. The United Kingdom stands with the people of Japan at this difficult time, and we stand with all the countries who want to make sure that international law prevails over a brutal dictatorship. The Security Council came together unanimously to support the increased sanctions resolution 2371, and I hope that all of my colleagues will come together with the same spirit of unity to respond today as unitedly and firmly as we did then.
Well, meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has said that all options are on the table to tackle North Korea. Now, he said, and I quote, threatening and destabilizing actions only increase the North Korean regime's isolation in the region and among all the nations of the world. Now, all options are on the table. This is what Donald Trump has said. Well, so what does the UN action mean? Let's look at some of the reactions from the social media users when the news actually broke out. So essentially, a lot of people have been posting on Twitter, and let's take a quick look as to what's been going on. Now, this is what's been put out. UN Security Council strongly condemns North Korean missile test, reiterates demands to halt the tests immediately. Now, apart from this, you can also look at what people have been saying. Next time, maybe they'll say pretty please with a cherry on top when they say not to do it again. Maybe if they really, really strongly condemn it, that will teach them. This is a satiric dig that's been taken by one other individual. North Korea bows to every demand. This has been put out with a smiley. Bend the knee, problem solved. If you were to just condemn what North Korea is doing, then probably North Korea will sit up and take notice. Crisis abated for sure. And also, I got a worse punishment from my mom when I forged her signature on detention slips. The UN Security Council is and always has been a joke, is what another individual has written. Oh great, that will show him, is what another individual. And then Sarah Doyle has written, because that works. So these are some of the reactions which have come in on Twitter. And North Korea would be like this famous match, McGregor versus Mayweather, which was almost considered as a bit of a joke. Meanwhile, North Korea has said that it had launched the Hwasong-12 intermediate-range ballistic missile over Japan to counter what it terms are US and South Korean joint military exercises that were conducted very close to the Korean peninsula. Now, North Korea's official KCNA news agency claims that the Kim Jong-un guided the launch. The North Korean leader threatened the test firing of the missile was a prelude to containing the American Pacific Command at Guam. Now, according to the KCNA, Kim Jong-un said, and I quote, the current ballistic rocket launching drill, like a real war, is the first step of the military operation of the KPA in the Pacific and a meaningful prelude to containing Guam. This, remember, is what the North Koreans have maintained. Earlier on Tuesday, China had warned that tensions on the Korean peninsula have reached a tipping point after North Korea fired a ballistic missile over Japan. Now, China has also urged all sides, not just North Korea, but it has urged all sides to avoid any provocative statements which could further worsen the crisis.